Welcome to Orange County Power Players, where we spotlight the personal, professional, and financial success stories of OC's top leaders. Here's your host, Danny Flores.
Welcome back to OC Power Players, where I interview some of the most successful people in Orange County. I'm Danny Flores, your host, and today's honored guest is Randy, zooming in from Laguna Niguel. You know, life could be better, whether the issue is related to relationships, career, mental health, wellness, or substance abuse. You know there is room for growth, healing, and success. Randy wants to guide you and your loved ones to that success. As a counselor, coach, and interventionist, he is passionate about helping you have healthy breakthroughs in your life as together you set new goals and watches you achieve them. If you are ready to become the best, healthiest, most successful version of yourself, it is likely that you're a good fit. If you have a loved one affected by anxiety, depression, or addiction issues, then you are also a good fit. Welcome, Randy.
Thank you very much, Danny. It's great to be here with you.
Yes, so tell us a little bit about what you do and how you got into this.
Happy to do that. So I basically wear three hats. So I'm in private practice. I have a doctorate in positive neuropsychology, and I'm a state certified addictions counselor. So I have a private practice in Laguna Niguel. And I have a mission statement I live by. My life mission statement is to offer help, hope, and healing to those struggling from life's difficulties and develop other leaders who do the same. And so I filter all my decisions in life through my mission statement, and that mission has led me not only to do my private practice, which I love doing, but I get to lead two organizations that really make a huge impact on people in Orange County. I'm also the founder and CEO of Care Possible, which is a nonprofit that provides free mental health and addiction care to veterans and military families. And we've given away over $5 million in treatment services over the last 12 years, saved a lot of vets' lives, saved a lot of marriages, a lot of families. And so I'm very passionate about that. And on Friday nights, you can find me at the Crossing Church in Costa Mesa, where I have the honor of leading a recovery program called Lifelines. We have over 500 people come every Friday. It's probably the most high energy program out there for addiction recovery and mental health support. And it's open to the public. It's an open meeting. We even live stream it on the Lifelines Facebook page. And I just celebrated my 18th year doing that. So between my practice, Care Possible, and Lifelines, there's this synergy where I really just get to be on the front lines in Orange County of helping people who are going through tough times in their lives.
Well, sounds like you have three avenues or three resources that people can reach out to you from one way or the other.
Yes.
Now, this is something that's not talked a lot about, but what does that really look like in our community of how many people really need help, whether it's from depression or from an addiction or potentially a relationship issue that they're struggling with? And the reason I ask the question is because there may be people who are listening that have issues that haven't reached out. So what does the issues look like? And how do people really identify and say, hey, you know what, maybe I need some help?
That's a great question. And a big part of my message, especially to veterans who are usually taught to be tough and stuff things down and just, suck it up, pull up their bootstraps, so to speak. My message is asking for help is a sign of courage and wisdom, not weakness. And we know statistically that 1 in 5 people have a mental health issue at some point in their life. That's 20%. So if you're in a group of people right now and it's not you, it's someone else that you're with. And it used to be, generations past, nobody talked about that stuff. But the truth is, as I mentioned, asking for help really is wise because you can totally change the quality of your life by getting the right support, learning healthy tools, getting some counseling or therapy or a support group. And so I just want to encourage anybody out there who's on the fence about reaching out for help, please give it a try. And for instance, if they're struggling with addiction issues, they could come to Lifelines on a Friday night and they don't have to do anything, just sit in and enjoy the meeting. They don't even have to talk or anything. You just show up and kind of absorb and get some tools. And then if they want to go deeper, there's a support group right after Lifeline's speaker meeting at 8 o'clock, still at the crossing. Or if there are any veterans or military family members or even active duty. We've helped a lot of active duty troops because they don't want to self-report if they have anything going on, but they might have a little something that they want some support for, and they're trying to take care of themselves. So if there's any active duty, military veteran, or military family related member going through something, anxiety, depression, PTSD, suicidal ideation, we are here for you. Care Possible provides free care. It's free, it's confidential, and there is never a cost or charge for anybody that we've helped. And we've helped thousands of people in Orange County over the years.
Yes, I've had guests on the show that have talked about veterans needing help, and they mentioned something that I would have never thought of. Is that when somebody's in the military, they have a purpose. They know what they're doing. They know what they're trying to accomplish, and whether you leave early or you stay your full 20 or go beyond that, once you retire or you quit the military, you're kind of thrown into the regular world, the civilian world, maybe not knowing not even which way to turn, but now you don't have a purpose anymore because you're not guided by that anymore. And that's where sometimes it seems to be the struggle and the disconnect to the civilian world versus the military world. And maybe they don't know which way to turn. They have to figure life out again. It's almost like starting all over again.
You are absolutely right, Danny. My son spent 12 years as a CB combat warfare specialist. Did 2 tours in the Middle East. And after he got out, after his 12 years, one of the first things he said to me is like, Dad, I'm not sure what to do with myself. For 12 years, they told me where to go, what to wear, when to eat, where to live.
Right,
and,
right.
So you're right. Our government does a great job preparing our military, but I don't think they do such a great job preparing them for reentry into society. And that's where Care Possible comes in. We offer the full continuum of services. If someone has an addiction, we can offer free detox and inpatient treatment. After they get out of treatment, we can offer free therapy and relapse prevention counseling. We have free therapy for military family members, for wives, spouses, children. And we just want everybody to know that if they want help, all they got to do is go to carepossible.org, and we have an online application, and we would be honored to be of service to them. And I love what you said about purpose. And from a mental health perspective, that's a huge part of being mentally healthy, is having this reason to get out of bed in the morning. If we don't have a reason to get out of bed in the morning, why get out of bed? So we need to have something that's our mission in life, that we're purposeful about, where we feel like our life matters and has meaning and makes a difference.
Right. And I think when taking one step back, and you mentioned about helping somebody from the military, but you also mentioned the family. Tell us a little bit about how your family, if you're a service member coming out of the military, how your family can be a support system for you, because you're not around them 24 hours a day, but the spouse may be, the children may be, the sisters, the brothers, the aunts, the uncles. They're going to be around this person a lot more than you. So how can they bridge that gap where you can teach them, or they can learn how to be a support system for them?
That's a great question. And it's actually, I love what you're thinking about getting the whole family system involved. But a lot of times our military are deployed to different bases around the country. And so they're not even near their family of origin. And so maybe they get deployed while their wife and kids are left on base. So they really need to try to tap into the base support systems where they have things of that nature. And I lost your feed there for a second. Are you still with me?
Okay, good. Something happened, but I'm back.
Okay, we're back. All right, and better than ever. And so the family is affected. If someone has a mental health or addiction issue, for one person that has an issue, it affects at least 5 people in their circle, usually family members. And addiction and mental health issues really are a family problem, and the whole family kind of needs to work on themselves. Say if someone had an addiction issue and they go off to treatment, and they come back and the family didn't work on making their dynamic healthier, research shows that person's more likely to relapse and just continue relapsing and not get healthier. But if while that loved one goes off to treatment and works on themselves, if the family's going to Al-Anon or getting therapy or doing support groups, when that loved one comes back to the family system, it's much healthier, relapse is less likely, and the whole family system is stronger.
See, that's interesting how you said it. It's got to be a almost like a team effort here.
Absolutely.
Be able
Yes.
to help. And maybe some of the family members don't know how to help, right? And so they have to take some type of instruction or have some sessions where they can learn how to be supportive and change and be that role model for that loved one.
Yes, yeah. A lot of my counseling clients are family members with someone with a mental health or addiction issue. And so I teach them about how to make sure they're not enabling the behavior and
Mm-hmm.
only trying to offer help towards their loved one's recovery or healing. And there's great free groups out there like Al-Anon, Celebrate Recovery, Lifelines. There's some
Right.
wonderful free programs that people can take part of. I've actually gone to Al-Anon many times myself, and I was lucky to be mentored by the guy who was Betty Ford's doctor. He was Betty Ford's psychiatrist and started the Betty Ford Center. His name was Dr. Joseph Persh. And he's the first one who talked me to go into an Al-Anon meeting many, many years ago because I had a loved one with an addiction issue. And I went there and I walked out thinking, man, they should have been playing violins the whole time. That was the most depressing thing I've ever been to. And I told that to
Uh-huh.
Dr. Persh, and he said, no, you don't understand. Meetings like that, they're kind of like restaurants. You got to try a few till you find the one that serves the meal that you like. And so I
Oh,
tried others, and I
interesting.
found one that was really more positive, and I stuck with it, and it was very helpful in my life.
Yeah. No, that's really interesting. They're like restaurants. You have to find the meal that they're serving that suits you,
He told me that over 30 years ago, and I still remember it. And I just
right?
aged myself too.
Well, but that actually makes sense, right?
Hmm.
That makes sense. It's almost like also like listening to the radio and finding the songs that you like. You're not gonna like all of them, and you're not gonna like every station, but you have to find what suits you, and that makes sense to be able to help and get the tools that you need to help.
Mm.
Now, here's another question. Addiction. Now, somebody may be addicted to some type of substance, but maybe they don't think they are, and maybe they don't think that's a problem. How can they assess themselves, or how can the family members assess when drinking is a little bit too much drinking, or maybe
Mhm.
smoking pot is a little bit too much, and how to approach that loved one, or even the loved one, how to
Mm.
approach and assess themselves?
Great question. Well, you always approach with love and grace and not a judgmental, mean attitude. You'll get much better results. We catch more flies with honey. I mean,
Right.
there's research. I mean, there are statistics, and mental health professionals use diagnostic codes, and we have guidelines of what addiction is. Like for a man, if you have more than 15 drinks a week, that's considered alcohol use disorder, and probably time to get some help or cut back. And for
Mm-hmm.
women, the number is even lower because they have lower body weight. So
Mm-hmm.
there are standards like that. But for me, well, first of all, what you were saying is how they might be not. Well, I like to say they're in denial, and I like to say the word denial
Right.
stands for don't even know I am lying. Denial, and
Right.
but a great way, and most people with an addiction are in denial. Brain scan research shows that if we have an addiction, if we've used a substance over time for a period of time, it changes our brain scan, and a lot of the changes are in the prefrontal cortex, which is the executive functioning part of the brain that sees the consequences of our choices. Like, oh, if I have another drink, it could be bad, or if I drink and drive, it could be bad. So the brain changes in people with addiction. So a lot of times they can't even tell they've got something going on. So they really need their loved ones to gather around them and kind of be that executive functioning part of their brain. And one of the best ways to tell if you have issues with addiction is, are there consequences? Are there consequences from whatever you've been doing, whether it's a substance use disorder like drugs or alcohol, or a process addiction like porn or gambling or gaming? Other consequences like, did you get a DUI? Is your spouse mad at you? Are you having health issues like liver problems or pancreatitis? If there are consequences, that's usually a really strong indicator time to make some healthy choices and get some treatment.
Right. Yes. Yes. Those are, I guess sometimes it becomes a norm in your life and you're like, this is what I do every day. What's wrong with it? Right.
Yeah, especially if our family of origin was like that.
Yeah. Yeah. It makes it difficult, right? It makes it difficult to realize that, and it makes it difficult to break that habit that you inherited from your family. Now, another thing is mental health.
Hmm.
Mental health, we may think that what we're going through is normal, maybe part of life. Maybe we think that everybody goes through it and we just kind of muddle through it. What can people do? Because you said 1 in 5, that's 20% of the population, and maybe they don't have it forever, but you said
Hmm.
at one point or another you go through
Right.
that in life. I mean, that's life, right? Life isn't, always easy. But we have to work at it to make it nice and healthy and happy. But what are some things that maybe people are going through that they don't realize that it's time to raise their hand, that they can ask themselves or realize and then say, hey, you know what, let me do it, get some help.
Hmm. Well, if you no longer are interested in doing the things you once loved doing, that's a sign something's going on, possibly depression. Like maybe you love to play tennis, now you don't even want to pick up your racket. If your diet has been affected, some people eat less, some people eat more, but if there's been a change in your diet lately, that's a sign your mental health may be impacted. If your sleep's been interrupted, maybe you're having trouble falling asleep or staying asleep, or maybe you want to sleep all the time because you feel like sleep's better than real life. Those could be signs that depression or
Hmm.
something else is going on. So there are a lot of indicators, and it sounds like your question was kind of maybe talking about depression. So when I work with someone with depression, of course, the most extreme form of depression is suicide. And we always want to prevent that. Our suicide numbers in our country are just way too high. And for veterans, they're even higher than the rest of the population. That's why I do care possible to try to save as many lives as possible. But if I like to use a baseball diamond as a metaphor when I'm working with the
Hmm.
patient, and I'll say, first base is you feel like life sucks. Second base is you feel like life sucks and you don't want to be here anymore. Third base is life sucks, you don't want to be here anymore, and you actually have a plan. Tonight at midnight, I'm going to swallow this bottle of pills with this bottle of Jack Daniels and end it all. Man, if you're at second, rounding third, that's a 911 call. Or if your family member's there, that's a 911 call because we don't want to mess around with that. And I want everybody listening to know about the newer counseling crisis hotline 988. Anybody can call the number 988 24/7, and they have trained counselors standing by to help you. So anybody can get some free support if needed.
That's good to know. I had no idea there was a 988 number for that. It's almost like the 911
Exactly.
for
That's what they try
crisis.
to do. It used to be like a
Yeah,
long 1-800 something kind of crisis number and veterans
yeah,
hotline or push this
yeah.
button. Now it's just 988. Whether you're a veteran or not a veteran, you can get some free support right away.
And now let's talk about this. One bad chapter doesn't mean it's a bad book.
Oh, yeah. That could mean the best chapters are still yet to come.
Absolutely, right? Just so we all go through these stark, stormy days, weeks, because that's life where, we struggle, whether it's paying bills or a relationship or, our children or whatever the case may be. It's just
Mhm.
many different things can cause that. But if we ask for help and we stick with it and we get some guidance, there's a great chapters to be written after that.
Right, and better mental health because when we go through adversity, it increases our resilience, which is great for our mental well-being. So adversity doesn't have to be bad. Good stuff can come out of it, even though it's never any
Right?
fun to go through. And
Right?
I love what you said about the next chapter, because that's something I say sometimes from the stage at Lifeline's recovery program I lead, because we have like I said, we have over 500 people come every Friday, and usually about 60 to 70 of them are newcomers, which means they just got sober like that day or that week. And we give out
Hmm.
chips to them. And what I tell the newcomers is just by virtue of the fact that you're here today, that's
Hmm.
proof, from my perspective, that God's not done writing the story of your life, and the best
Right.
chapters are yet to come.
That is correct. That is correct, right? We have every day, every month, every week, every month, every year, we get a brand new chapter to write. It's blank. Let's make it a good one,
Yes.
right? As we get ready to wrap up the interview, what do you have any exciting plans in the next 6 to 12 months that you want to share?
Yes. Well, first of all, coming up on November 8th in Orange County at the amazing Marconi Automotive Museum in Tustin, we are having our 12th annual Care Possible Salute to the Military Gala, which will be like a gourmet catered red carpet photo shoot event. But it's all about raising awareness and funds to support veterans' mental health issues, PTSD, veteran suicide, homelessness, things of that nature. And then the funds that we raise at that gala, we'll be giving out to veterans throughout the year to come. So if there's anybody out there listening that loves to support our veterans and you want to do something truly impactful this Veterans Day weekend, come to our gala on November 8th. You can find out info about it and get tickets on our website, carepossible.org. And we do still have a few tickets left. And we also, part of the event is we'll have a lot of veterans there because we save tables just for vets to have a fun, free night out to thank them for their service. We're going to have great music. I think someone who's been on your show before, my good friend Dave DeRozier, who used to play for the Seattle Seahawks, and he's the president of the NFL Players Association for Orange County. He's our guest MC. It's going to be a lot of fun. Actually, this year we also have Jeremy Jackson there, who is one of the stars of Baywatch. He'll be there, and a special message from Joseph Raymond Lucero, who was on the TV show The Mayans. November 8th, we hope to see you at the Marconi Automotive Museum to support our vets.
That is awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that, Randy. And now, if somebody's listening and they want to reach out, they need some help, how can they reach you?
Great question. So my email address is very easy. It's randy@carepossible.org. randy@carepossible.org. Or I'm on all the social medias, so they can DM me on Instagram or Facebook, LinkedIn, and I would be happy to help anyone who's struggling. And if I'm not a good fit for helping them, I have tons of great colleagues that would be options for referral sources. So I partner with psychiatrists, psychologists, therapists, treatment centers, and so we can find help for anyone. And through Care Possible, if you're a veteran or part of a military family and you're out there and you're struggling, I want to help you for free. Go to our website, carepossible.org, and find the application link, fill out the application, send it in. And we have a team of over 30 licensed physicians, psychiatrists, psychologists, therapists who are part of our team, and they're located all over Orange County. Plus, we now have licensed providers in 7 states across the country, so we're helping vets nationally now too. So if you're a vet out there struggling, there is free help, and it's all confidential, so nobody will know about it. We follow all the HIPAA guidelines, and we just want to help you because you're worth it.
Thank you so much, Randy, for sharing that. Thank you for coming on the show. And to our audience, please go to ocpowerplayers.com and follow us on your favorite channel. Thank you so much, Randy.
Thank you, Danny.
Thanks for listening to Orange County Power Players. Want to share your success story? Apply to be a guest at ocpowerplayers.com/guest.